Hi everyone, and welcome to part 3 of our 7-part series on basic checkmates. In this part we are going to cover how to checkmate with 2 queens. So the easiest method to checkmate with 2 queens is called the staircase method. And if you look at the rows on the board, these are called ranks. We're going to keep checking the black king along the ranks to force that king backwards to the next rank. So for the first move, let's start with putting a queen on the 3rd rank. Now the king must move backwards to the 4th rank because our king is guarding these 3 squares, and the queen on g3 is guarding these 3 squares. So this black king must move back to the 4th rank. Now the reason this is called the staircase method is because each time we make a move, we're moving up the staircase until the king reaches the 8th rank, and at that point we will checkmate the black king. So in this position, the queen on the g3 square covers everything along the 3rd rank. So we put the other queen onto the 4th rank. So now you can see 3rd rank and 4th rank are completely covered. The black king must move up the board. Put this queen on the 5th rank, must move up the board. 6th rank, up the board. 7th rank, up the board. And finally 8th rank, and this is a checkmate. The reason it's a checkmate, as we saw in part 1 in this video series, the queen on the 7th rank guards these 3 squares, the queen on the 8th rank guards these 2 squares, so the black king has no moves, and the queen on h8 also checks the black king, so this makes it a checkmate. Now one thing that we have to be careful about is stalemating the black king, and this is especially true when you have 2 queens on the board, because the 2 queens cover so many squares that there's a risk that the black king may run out of moves, and it is not a check in that position. And since there are no other black pieces besides the king, that would lead to a stalemate. So an example of how this could occur if we aren't checking the black king but trying to use the staircase method. So let's say we do queen g2 here, so our queen guards the 2nd. But now the black king starts running up the board before we're able to check him using the staircase method. So let's keep moving up the board. And in this position, the black king actually has no legal moves. So our queens are guarding all of these squares, and the black king is not in check. So this is called a stalemate. And as we learned in part 2 of this series, a stalemate is a draw. Both sides get half a point, so we don't win the game. There's a couple nice ways to avoid stalemate when you have 2 queens against a lone king. The first one is to put one of the queens on the 8th rank with check. Force the king to the 7th rank. Now come back to the 7th. So now we have the setup we wanted with 1 queen on the 6th and 1 queen on the 7th. And the black king is in check. At this point, the king goes to the 8th rank and we get checkmate. The other way that we could get out of the stalemate risk is as soon as the black king hits the 8th rank, look for an immediate checkmate. And in this case, we have one with queen f7. The black king is in check, and all of the legal moves are covered. And the black king cannot capture our queen because she is guarded by the other queen. So as long as you watch out for the stalemate threats, usually when the king reaches the very edge of the board, you should always be safe as long as you check the king, either with an immediate checkmate or putting the queen that's further away onto the 8th rank and then back to the 7th rank. So that concludes part 3 of our 7-part series on basic checkmates. We'll see you in the next one.